Well, hello and welcome to day 76. Now, yesterday you made a decision. Today I'm going to have you reflect on that decision because that's the next step in the blueprint for results creation. So you have to make a decision, right? We create the intention, you revisit the intention to make sure it's in alignment with your purpose, then you make a decision, and now I want you to reflect on the decision. You're not reflecting on the decision to change it because you made it one time, right? That was the whole point of yesterday. You make that decision. Today, the way I want you to reflect on it is I want you to do the following. Now that you've made the decision, I want you to now back out of that decision and decide what are some of the steps that you need to do or create in order to get there. Now, let me be clear. Remember, this is a results challenge, not a goal-achieving challenge. And when we achieve goals, sometimes we set the goal and then we back out of it and we set all of these little mini milestones, which we don't do in this challenge, right? The whole point of this was to create 100 days of positive results, not to reverse engineer and then miss a deadline along the way and feel like you have to completely, redo the whole thing and you're going to not get your goal. We're doing something different, right? We are results creators. So, when I say you made the decision, now I want you to back out of it, here's what I want you to do. I don't want you to just decide right now. You decided what you're going to go after. I don't feel like you have to decide today what each one of those steps is going to be in order to get there. So here's what I want you to do. I don't want you to reverse engineer. I want you to back out and say, what are 5 or 10 or 20 or whatever little steps that I have to take in order, now that I've made the decision to go and achieve that result? What are some of the things that are going to be required of me to get from where I am to where I want to go? Now, we're not going to say put those in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's what we're going to do. This is the result for today. I want you to write down those series of steps that might help you create your big result. Then I want you to underline the first step, meaning what's the one step you can and must and will take today? What is the single most important step that you will take today? The way I would demonstrate this, and we've talked about this before, but I'll just remind you, if I want to go from here to that wall, I could think through and go, well, I'm going to have to take that step there to there, and I'm going to have to walk around my desk, and I'm going to need to get around the garbage can, and then when I get there, I'm going to have to reach my hand out and touch the wall. Those are all steps, but none of those are going to come. What's the most important thing for me to do right now? Take one step forward. That's the one that I know I can do right now. So, you have your decision, you got your intentions, it's in alignment with your purpose, we're moving forward. You made the decision what the result's going to be. Today, now you're going to revisit and think about that decision, but you're going to think about it in this way. Not to reverse engineer it, but just to think, what are some of the steps I must take? I'll give you an example. When I got my book out, I knew that maybe one day I'd be in big bookstores, but I didn't know how I was going to get there. But I knew that today I could submit my book to Barnes & Noble and say, do you want it? So then that's what I did. See, I didn't have to think about all the steps that would get me from where I was to where I wanted to go. I just knew that today I could submit that book, so I did. So the idea is take the one step. What's the one thing that you're going to do today because of the decision that you made? You're revisiting that decision and you're taking the one step. I want you to write down what a few steps would be and then decide what's the one you're going to take today to move you one step closer to creating that result. All right? We'll see you tomorrow.